The UK is planning a whole host of new AI laws. So what are they? What are they all about? And how are they going to affect us? Unfortunately, my iPad that I normally use for these has decided it no longer likes the charging cable and is flat as a pancake, so I'm out to use my phone. The government has published plans for how it wants to regulate AI technology, which it says will turbocharge the growth of the AI in the UK while countering potential risks of rapidly emerging computer intelligence to society. Well, yeah, that's just a word salad, really, isn't it? It's just governments being governments. The regulations will apply to all applications of AI, including powerful language models like ChatGPT and image-generating software like Midjourney. We're not denying the risks, said Science, Innovation and Technology Secretary Michelle Donnellan. That's why we've got a proportionate framework in terms of this regulatory approach, one that can help the UK to seize the opportunities. Dear God, what a title is that? What was that again? Science, Innovation and Technology Secretary. What? It's just more of government speak, but I'll do some interesting stuff as we move along. So it's not proposing new laws. Oh, so there isn't any laws, but there is. Okay, this is going to get interesting. Instead, it's looking at existing regulators like the Health and Safety Executive and the Competition and Markets Authority to apply key principles around safety, transparency, and accountability to emerging AI. Okay, that's sort of a good move, I think, because why have one big body where they might not know about, say, I don't know, visual effects or art or music, and rather have the things that are already there in charge of it? That makes sense. In a very Silicon Valley sounding move, the government is even offering a £2 million sandbox for AI developers to test how regulation will be applied to AI before they release it to the market. Can I get some of that money, please? I would like some of that, thank you very much. That'd be lovely, yeah, lovely. But is a light touch regulatory approach a mistake in the face of looming concerns around AI that could either run out of control or be misused? Yeah, one of the top guys at Google on AI has just resigned, saying it's very, very scary. There's Elon Musk, who's not one of my favourite people in the world, and a lot of other people going, well, actually, I think we need to stop right now. This is going too fast. Like, you didn't see this coming? You didn't see this coming, and you call yourself intelligent people? Fuck off. If we legislate now, it will be out of date, said Ms. Donnellan. We want a process that can be nimble, be agile, and be quick and jump over the candlestick, can be responsible, can prioritise safety, and can prioritise transparency, and can keep up with the pace of the change that's happening in the sector. Well, yeah, this is the thing. AI is developing so fast right now that by the time you make a law, it's too late. The government says it doesn't rule out the possibility of legislation to regulate AI in the future. Ha ha ha! So no laws, but there will be laws, I told you. And Donnellan is unapologetic in trying to make the UK attractive to AI companies. Shouldn't the UK be leading the way? Shouldn't we be in securing the benefits for our public sectors, for our NHS and our education system, for our transport network, she says? What? Seriously, these people have no fucking idea, do they? Do they really think that the British Isles is going to be a world leader up against China, America, Russia, and everybody else? It's a nice little Jack and Odie story to tell themselves. But it's proven very hard for the government to protect the privacy and safety of children online. When it comes to AI, its regulatory battles with big tech are probably only just the beginning. Oh yeah, you're going to go up against Google, you're going to go up against Microsoft, everybody else. You're going to go up against Elon Musk. Good luck with that. Many big tech companies, to me, seem honestly to want to do the best for humanity, says Professor Anil Seth, a cognitive science at the University of Sussex. Unfortunately, markets don't work that way, and companies are rewarded for the share price. Exactly. It's about the bottom line, right? And if you're asking, say, Google or Microsoft, yeah, this is the thing, lads, right? We want you to do all this stuff, but it's going to knock up your share price. You're going to make like 10% of the profits you normally would. They're going to go, sorry? Fuck off. The UK government has published a white paper on AI regulation, which sets out its plans for how it will regulate the use of AI in the UK. The white paper sets out 5 key principles for AI regulation. Right, here we go. This is the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Safety. AI systems should be designed and used in a way that is safe and does not pose a risk to people or society. Well, this is like Asimov's laws of robotics, really, isn't it? Transparency. People should be able to understand how AI systems work and make informed decisions about how they are being used. For fuck's sake, some people still think the world's flat. You've got no chance of making people understand how AI works, right? Just say it. Accountability. There should be clear rules about who is responsible for the decisions made by the AI systems. That's a legal minefield right there. Who's responsible? The people who make it or the AI itself? Interesting. Fairness. AI systems should be designed and used in a way that is fair and does not discriminate against people on the basis of their race, gender, age, or other protected characteristics. See, here's the problem with AI chat models, large language models. It's trained using data created by humans. Us talking to ourselves. That's why it can lie. And If it had eyes, it would look straight at your face and go, yeah, the sky is green. And sound very convincing about it, because that's what humans do. We're not always truthful. And there's the problem. It's the reason why when this turned on some of the first ones, it didn't take them very long, the one that was on, the Microsoft one that was on Twitter, to turn into a complete homophobic racist, and they had to turn it off. Why? Because, unfortunately, that's what the vast majority of people on this planet are. Human oversight. People should have the ability to override the decisions made by AI systems in certain circumstances. Okay, so you're basically meaning an off button then. Why don't you say off button? Or an override, or it's saying things that we don't like, it's questioning the government, it's questioning all this other stuff. Can we please alter that? See, then you're messing around with the AI itself, and that could have unforeseen consequences. It's a bit like messing with the timeline, really, isn't it? Contestability and redress. There must be clear rules to dispute harmful outcomes or decisions generated by AI. Again, who's responsible? You haven't even decided who's responsible yet. So, yeah, work out who's responsible. Have a good talking shop for a few years. Too late by then. Central coordination oversight. The white paper recognised that there are risks with decentralised regulatory framework, including inconsistent enforcement or guidance across regulators. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Every plus side is going to be a negative. That's just the way it works. To address this, the white paper proposes to create new functions in central government to encourage regulatory consistency and support regulators in implementing the cross-sectoral principles. Okay, that was quite difficult to say. The support functions include assessment of the effectiveness of decentralised regulatory frameworks, including a commitment to remain responsive and adapt to the framework when necessary. Yeah, that's government speak, isn't it? Central monitoring of AI risks arising in the UK. So basically they're all going to sit on Twitter and fuck around with AI bots. Cool. Can I have that job, please? Public education, awareness, raising around AI. See my previous comments. Some people still think the earth is flat. You know, just saying. Test beds and sandbox initiatives for the development of new AI-based technologies. So jobs for the boys. That's what that means. All the Oxbridge cronies will all be starting up companies, and they'll be the ones that get part of this £2 billion grant or whatever. It's not going to be people like me or you or your mates. No, it'll be the people from Oxbridge and all their mates. That's the way all governments work. The white paper also recognised the likely importance of technical standards as a way of providing consistent cross-sectoral assurance that AI has been developed responsibly and safely. To this end, the government will continue to invest in the AI Standards Hub, formed in 2022. Whose role is to lead the UK's contribution to the development of international standards for the development of AI systems. Yes, this is the British Isles and the English Parliament deciding, oh yes, we're really in charge of the world. Look, the British Empire has been gone for a number of years. Don't kid yourselves. And you're like investing in a thing. So another quangle. So it's going to be your mates running this, is it? You're giving money to your mates. You're investing in your mates. Excellent. Forward thinking. The ICO's response to the white paper. On the 11th of April this year, the ICO issued its response to the government's consultation on the white paper. The ICO recognised that given a substantial portion of AI systems are powered by personal data, the development and use of AI where processing personal data takes place will fall under the ICO's remit. Yes, it will. See, this is the thing. You thought, they had a lot of your data now. Imagine when the data can think. The ICO's response welcomes the opportunity to work with the government and ensure that the AI's white paper principles are interpreted in a way that is compatible with existing data protection principles. Yeah. It requests clarification on how the white paper's proposals interact with Article 22 of the UK GDPR. In other words, politely asking them, what the fuck, guys, have you not thought about this? This is already there, and this will be contrary to this. And if you don't know, the GDPR is a whole thing over here, so that you've got to be very careful which department shares data about a person with another one. It's all very complicated outside the remit of this video. But if you do want to find out, just Google GDPR. In particular, whereas the white paper sets out that where automated decisions have a legal or significant effect on a person, regulators must consider the suitability of requiring AI system operators to provide an appropriate justification for that decision to affected parties. Well, this is the thing. Why they call them AI operators? They just turn it on and then it does stuff. Just saying. The ICO response suggests that if Article 22 of UK GDPR applies, this justification is required rather than simply a consideration. The ICO response therefore requests clarification on this point to ensure that this does not create confusion and contradictory standards. Well, there you go, eh? Contradictory standards out of a government. Who would have thought it? It's amazing. It's surprising. You'd never see it in a million years, would you? But to be honest, it's pretty much a given. They're going to screw this up, right? That's what governments do. These are politicians. These are not people who know anything about programming, anything about AI. They don't know about art, music. They might know a bit about banking and finance, maybe a bit about the law if they've been a barrister, but they really don't know about this field. And what worries me is that they may not bring in people who know what they're talking about. And I'm not on about the likes of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a very, very, very good salesman. He knows how to find one person on the planet that does what he wants them to do and puts them under a watertight NDA. And everybody goes, hey, Elon Musk is amazing, or Jeff Bezos is amazing. Now they've just got a lot of NDAs. And I realise down the comments is going to be on fire with the Muskites at the moment, but that's the way I think. Out of all these innovations, how many have been down to Elon Musk? And you can argue, same with Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs. They had the idea. Here's the thing, a very wise man once told me, ideas are free. We all have them. We all have brilliant ideas every day. And I can say right now, with certainty, there's 20 people walking around outside your front door that have had a really world-changing idea today alone. Unfortunately, they don't have the funds behind them to put them into practice. It's bottom line. Sometimes you need money to be able to make more money. So with AI, these laws, the laws that aren't laws, that may be voluntary and also may not be, it's basically a big hodgepodge of spaghetti that's all been mixed together. And I think they're going to try and do stuff, leave it too late, and then go, oops, we didn't see that coming. That's what's happening with the whole AI laws in England. I should point out that in Europe, they're having it set in stone in absolute laws, what might be a far more sensible approach. We might cover that in a future video. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, watch this video here, and this is covering about why has CGI and visual effects gotten worse over the last 20 years? Why? Why is it happening? My name is Ian Robson, this is Life After 3D. I'll see you all next time.